Hello, I'd like to welcome you all here today. We wanted to talk a little bit about river safety and really about the collaborative effort we've been making. As you know, the Rio Grande is flowing much faster than usual. Today it's running about 5,400 cubic feet per second, and we've had an increase of water rescues, and we've had a lot of use of the river. But we couldn't do any of the river rescues without our partners. One of the reasons is it takes so many people. If someone goes in the water here, we need downstream safeties if we don't rescue them to be down there in case, and also to help get us. We want to get out to the public that life vests are the law. If you're going to be on the river in any kind of apparatus, a paddleboard, a canoe, a kayak, a inner tube, which we don't recommend, you have to have a life jacket on. It is the law, and we have people that aren't here that are up at the 550 bridge. Sandoval County Fire is up there, and they monitor as people come in the river, and they remind them that they need life jackets on. They tell them how dangerous it's going to be if they get to siphon and don't get out, because you'll be able to see all the trees in the river. We've had a lot of our bank fall into the river, and we've got trees and debris almost all the way down to Alameda. So we've partnered this year, and we've been out on the weekends to try to help protect people, but also to educate people. But we couldn't do it without our partners. I do want to start with Chief Martinez from Corrales Fire Department, who organized all the people on the river and got everyone to come out and help us to talk about the different agencies that are here. Chief?
Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming out on a Sunday afternoon at 2. Welcome to Corrales and Siphon Beach. Obviously we named our beach here during the dry season because there's no beach behind us right now. We just have a high river flow. I wanted to talk a little bit about what's causing some of these issues on this river, especially for the stretch between Siphon Beach and Alameda. This is a very popular place for recreational users to enter the water here. But this year, we have literally lost about 100 feet of riverbank. And in that 100 feet of riverbank are 50, 60-foot cottonwood trees, mature trees weighing, 10 tons, maybe more, and a lot of brush. And this river is taking those really large, heavy cottonwood trees and going downriver. And you could see further south of here, there's a lot of trees obstructed in the water. And what you don't see are about 8 large cottonwood trees that continue floating south that have gotten hung up somewhere on the river. So this particular stretch is very dangerous. We have been out here, Corrales Fire Department, since the river started flowing, monitoring our riverbank erosion and trying to educate the public. And like Chief Tanya mentioned, we could not do this without our partners. And when I say that, I can't emphasize enough what a collaborative effort this has been, and they're coming down and helping us educate and patrol the river. And when I say partners, we have, Corrales Fire Department, Corrales Police Department, we have Rio Rancho Fire, Rio Rancho Police, Sandoval County Fire Rescue, Sandoval County Sheriff's Office, Bromley County Sheriff, Bromley County Fire. We have Albuquerque Fire and Albuquerque Police Department, their open space division. And I hope I didn't leave anyone out. But again, the river is very dangerous. There are some options as far as the river with no trees in it. We're telling people a safer route might be the 550 entrance and then float down to Siphon and exit. But again, it's a level of comfort, it's a type of watercraft you're getting on, and also having a life vest. So I'm going to go ahead and hand off to Rio Rancho Fire Department and let them talk about what they're doing and their partnership in this. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you again for coming out to what we feel, as Chief Martinez pointed out, has led to lots of dangers in the water. There's lots of trees that are falling in, and so what may look like a very safe path to travel is actually fraught with danger. We've had numerous rescues over the last 2 weeks, and almost to a person, once they've been rescued, they said we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. So a couple pointers from Rio Rancho Fire Rescue: make sure not to travel alone. Make sure that you wear the appropriate attire. Along the river, from the 550 bridge all the way down south, are mile markers. So we encourage people, if you see something happening and you have to call 911, have some situational awareness and look for those mile markers. That will help us tremendously in finding the people that are in need. And as far as Rio Rancho Fire Rescue goes, we have our gear located almost just under a mile away, ready to deploy at a moment's notice. And our team of 12 swiftwater rescue technicians are standing by ready to help 24 hours a day. But again, we thank you to Corrales for inviting us to this and to all the partner agencies that are involved. So now I think we're going to turn it over to
Robert.
Robert Alwayas from Bernalillo County Fire Department.
Thank you all very much for being here today, and I'd like to extend a special thank you to all of our resources and collaborators that are behind us here, represented by the higher members of their organization as well as their specialists that are on scene. I definitely want to reiterate and emphasize again, like it's been said before, this is a collaborative effort, and we are honored to be able to serve with the men and women behind us that are out here keeping our people safe. We've all dedicated to make sure that we do everything within our power to keep our community safe, and that includes not only a timely emergency response, but also an educational component that we can hand out to people. So again, as the chiefs that have come before me have indicated, you know, right now, unless you're very experienced in the water, may not be the best time to be on the water. That being said, we understand people want to recreate, so we recommend that they do so safely, utilizing the types of materials that are best for doing so. So we want to make sure that people are wearing their life jackets, so their personal flotation devices when they are on the water, at any time they are on the water. And those should all be U.S. Coast Guard rated personal flotation devices. And if they plan on taking a watercraft into these waters at this time, it should also be U.S. Coast Guard rated and preferably hard bottomed, as there are quite a few snags and quite a few strainers that are out there on the water right now that can quickly topple your boat, cause you to be out of it or get involved in a current and pulled under. So we have been very fortunate to work with all of these agencies. You know, the Sheriff's Office lends well to having its people with us all the time to work on our airboat. And so without any further ado, I'll turn it over to Under Sheriff Jareño to speak a little bit about Bernalillo County Sheriff's Open Space and how they work well with our program.
Thank you for having us here as part of this joint operation. We want to thank to all of our partners, and we want to stress to people to follow the laws, to follow the guidelines, follow the recommendations, follow proper procedures, to have an enjoyable time and not for any of the time to turn into a tragedy. As part of the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office, we do have an open space unit that was sort of restarted at the beginning of the year. And as part of our procedures and part of our plan, we are working closely together with all of these agencies, but specifically with Bernalillo County Fire Rescue. We do have joint operations with them. We do combine both of our units, being our open space and their department, to actually patrol the bosque. We do have our open space unit deputies jump in the boat with them to have sort of this collaboration and to have a little bit more of a expanded resource and to cover more ground. But we just want to thank all of our partners, everybody that's here represented, for the people to know that we're all on the same page, we're all working together, so there is no any type of interruption on service to the public. Thank you.
And I would like for Mr. Justin Spain to come up and talk a little about Albuquerque Fire Rescue's operations, and they've been really helpful with their airboat, and Bernalillo County's been doing their airboat a lot and an Albuquerque open space to come out and help us with rescues.
Thank you, Chief Latin. Lieutenant Justin Spain with Albuquerque Fire. I'm responsible for our technical rescue division down there. It's an absolute pleasure to be a part of this team of teams here, being one of those teams that supports the public safety that they bring to there and to ensure that everyone can be on the river, whether it's their information on when to go and not go, and also when they are on the river that we make sure everyone gets out as needed. We are kind of the southernmost deployment, so our airboat and swift water program is there and be able to support these guys if anything floats downriver towards our direction. Our airboat program is here in support with APD Open Spaces and Bernalillo County Fires, and we try to deploy and support each other accordingly on each of these incidents that come up for us. So thank you, and we are here whenever the group needs.
Did I miss anyone? Okay. Questions?
How many river rescues are we seeing on a daily basis?
So I will speak to what Corrales has been doing. We're at 29 rescues so far in, I believe, 3 weeks. We had 6 rescues yesterday, 3 today. We've had a couple dogs that we pulled out last weekend. I do not have information, but Albuquerque Fire, I believe, did at least 1 yesterday. They did 1 yesterday, and Bernalillo County has been with us on a lot of our rescues. Albuquerque Fire did come up for our night rescue a couple nights ago. We had a person that went in the river at 7 o'clock, 7:30 at the 550 bridge and floated down here. They got here about 9:30. It was dark. Luckily, they did have a cell phone in a waterproof pouch, which is very necessary. And one of the trees right out there, they were hung up on it. So our rescue team went out very quickly. We got a kayak out there with a technical rescue specialist to get that person off of the tree into their kayak. However, it was dark, and we were they did not feel comfortable taking them on the kayak into shore. We wanted to see if we could get an airboat, and we did. Albuquerque Fire came up and got that person, and Albuquerque Open Space followed them up. We also had the Metro helicopter that was lighting for us, and we got that person out without injury. A little cold, but no one was injured. So they've all been collaborative on almost all of our rescues. Today, most of them were just coming in over the weir here or around there, and our crews were able to get them out with throw bags or just assist them to the shore.
With these conditions, how long do you think this will last?
I don't know. I mean, we're still having some snow melt. I do attend weekly weather, and the National Weather Service is giving us some predictions, at least a couple more weeks. But we're also getting some much needed wonderful rain, so that kind of adds to it. So we're going to monitor. As long as we have these high of conditions, people really need to know, if you're not experienced, please don't enter the river. If you're going to enter the river, wear that life vest. It's required. U.S. Coast Guard approved life vest. It's required. Doesn't matter your age.
And then to follow up, are you guys going to do like a warning system and then start issuing fines if the safety starts getting more lax in the summer?
So we've been really good about talking to people. We have, if you can see, we've got some people out there watching the river right now. We're set up here on the weekends. We've got people at Sandoval County. They're not down here because they're at 550. They've been staging up there every weekend, also telling people, if you're going to use the inner tube, you've got to get out at Siphon. Don't get in if you're not going to wear your life vest. And some people do it anyway. We don't have the ability to sight. I wish we did, but we don't. But in all, a lot of people have been listening to the rules. They're used to the Rio Grande being an easy float. Maybe sometimes you have to paddle because it's not going fast enough. They're not realizing how dangerous it is, and that's why you all are so important to get that message out that it's very dangerous.
Those 29 rescues over the course of the season, is that typical compared to 4 years ago when you were running this program?
No, 4 years ago we had some higher waters, and we had a day that was, I think it was May 25th. There may be some footage for you guys that was really busy. And Rio Rancho, we posted up all the way down the river. We had spotters. We had a lot of rescues that day, but it's not typical for a season for us to get a rescue or multiple rescues or 9:30 in the evening rescues. This has been unprecedented.
And then a follow-up, what are you expecting for tomorrow on Memorial Day?
Yeah. We're ready. Our partners are going to be out. We're going to have our tent set up. We're going to be out here all on Memorial Day also. I'm hoping that people that are coming back from the mountains just want to go home and do some cleaning and unpacking. But we might get those people that didn't get to be off Saturday or Sunday. So it may be another very busy day. What I hope for is they wear their life vests. They only enter here if they're experienced, and they follow the rules. And the river mile signs, and we have some areas that you might be able to get pictures, or I may have some. The river mile signs are very important. We started here in Corrales as an Eagle Scout project. Chief Martinez speared that. They've gone all the way up towards 550, and then Albuquerque Fire spearheaded putting them through the city of Albuquerque as well.
When did those river signs go up?
Chief, data of when did the river mile signs go in?
Probably 2016, I think. I could look it up and get you the exact time that we did the project. Yeah.
In general, do you think that that's made rescues faster?
It has. Yeah. We have when we first put them up, and we have people that get in trouble when we call us, and we ask them if they saw river miles, and they call 911 and they tell them they're near river miles, the river miles that they see, and they're all what we refer to as river right, so the west side of the riverbank, and they're stretched from 550 all the way down to Isleta, and they're separated based on every mile, and we use the Bureau of Reclamation mile markers, and for example, we're right in between river mile 199 and 200, which is on the Rio Rancho side. So yeah.
Any other questions? Any last minute comments from our wonderful collaborative partners? I really appreciate the media coming out, and I really want to tell you I appreciate each and every one of you, your departments. It's been a really busy year. Hopefully it doesn't stay as busy, but you guys have been amazing to work with, and love the collaboration. So thank you.